years, it ain't never rained like this ever.
Wow. Right.
Man,
And every those moments, you'd be like, really? Are you serious?
man, it's just these last 2
I
days.
hate those moments right there.
Man. So we out here, bro, making it happen the best way we can. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what you got going on?
Did you see that? I didn't get a chance to play. I might play it right now. Did you see that? That rant that what's his name? Charleston White did.
Who?
Charleston White.
No, I'm not even. That name don't even ring a bell.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's in the group. I haven't played it. It's in a group, but I guess there's some controversy because they put it in the group. A lot of members or believers were upset. So I heard like a little bit of it, and I was going to save it for the live and play it.
Right. What was the gist of it? What was he talking about?
I have no idea. I haven't listened. So the one thing I'd like to do is I like to do live, real-time live reactions.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to be prepped, right? Because that's like going to the movie with a loved one, but you already seen it, and it's like action packed, or it's just you're gonna be like they ain't gonna feel your energy. They're like, yeah, okay, you're boring, So when I do like that's like the big thing on the internet is like live real-time reactions.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
but I do
nowadays,
know.
Huh?
yes, because it brings like a real reaction of the.
You catch the emotion right off the chop.
Yeah, exactly. Because you kind of feel it. You kind of like, okay, I like that.
I feel you.
Because you kind of share the reaction sometimes. But so it has to be at the very least controversial, right? Because it wouldn't be in the chat. So
you know what? I be wondering why all you all be putting up all these controversial posts up there. I be like, they try to get hit. It always makes sense to me.
So let me say this. So when it comes to controversy, that's unavoidable, and most people avoid controversy, right?
Right.
But I see that the strong run towards it. Because you got politicians, you got some religious leaders who go out there, like the apologists go out there and they run right into controversy. You got boxers, right? The real deal elite boxers. They're not going to run from a controversial challenge. They're going to accept it, and they're going to beat their supposed equal. So I see controversy, and if you go to any religious text, like the strongest run towards, or the bravest, they run towards controversy, because controversy like shows the divide amongst one side of the other, right? And if people stay on their side, then they're never going to understand the other side, So
right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches argue in the best manners. Okay, so why did you say argue at all, right? Because if you're not running towards controversy, then there's no argument. You're just with people who believe like you. But you go out there to argue, not to really necessarily win people over. It's just so your cause can be heard.
Right.
So people ain't looking at you as a radical, some crazy person. Like, listen, I'm over this side for these reasons, right? And I'm not crazy. I'm not radical. These are justified reasons. So a lot of our topics, like we dealt with abortions, like, are you yay or nay abortions? Now that's controversial, but you have two sides. You got one side who believes no abortions, and you got one side that believes in abortions, right? Now, when you have that discussion, which I've been educated, because I'm like on the side of pro-life. I'm pro-choice. I'm sorry, pro-choice, which is abortion. But I got educated by the pro-life side. Some things I never considered. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So I was thoroughly educated on their arguments and vice versa. So this is why we do that. It's like an educational platform.
Well, then I'll give you a controversial one. How about this vaccine? The Muslims who gets Muslims like, yeah, put that one up there. I want to, you know what? I'm thinking about. I'll be honest with you. I'm thinking about getting the vaccine, bro, because I don't want to die, man. And the numbers are very clear. The people who are dying are the ones who are not vaccinated. Now, the people who getting the vaccine, they might get a little sick, you know what I'm saying, but they ain't dying.
Right.
And you could always recuperate from sickness, but you can't recuperate from death, bro. And that's the thing that really concerns me, man.
Let me write that down because that's something I do want to talk about since you brought it up. All right, so let me write that down real fast. Okay, so let me first ask you.
I'm by LAX airport, so just so you know, you hear some planes. Okay. I'm by LAX.
Yeah. So let me first, before we get into all that, let me get some background from you as far as your affiliations with beliefs. Are you a registered Muslim of the Nation of Islam?
I'm not registered, no.
Okay.
I'm with Crow. I got all my stuff through Crow. I processed through the Nation and Farrakhan and Ishmael and all them, but they all know me over there. But
Crow in regards to Mumir, is that his name? What's his name?
You know, that was decades ago. You know, my thing is, bro, I'm self-taught, bro. I'm a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not, you know, Allah, he didn't make me to be no follower. He didn't make me to join no clique, no.
Right.
No, I ain't with none of them. I ain't with Farrakhan. I ain't with Silas. I'm not with Eric.
Yeah, so that was the next question.
Elijah. That's who I'm with, Elijah and Master Farad Muhammad. That's it. Them two, period.
That was definitely the next question. Was which minister you rock with. That's cool. And like,
you know what, though? I'm going to be honest with you. When I first came into the teachings, bro, I was not impressed with the Muslims at all. Period.
Really?
At all.
And
none of
reason?
them. Man, to me, they were like con artists, bro. Straight con artists to me, bro. I came out of college, bro. I came out of university, bro. And I didn't like them, bro. I thought they were con artists. It was brothers from Farrakhan said used to come up there and every Black History Month and speaking, you know. But I had no desire to join the Nation of Islam, period. Under no sir, I had no desire. I would eat pork, all that stuff. They couldn't change me. But all of a sudden, when I graduate and go through some muckety muck with that process, and then I start studying the planets. And studying the planets, knowledge of self is what brought me to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching. You know, and I always tell people it was the heavens that brought me to the teaching. So my views is different. See, when I tell people, Brother Munir, when I came through the doors of Quran, I was 100% believer. I had been going through the process over with the Nation with Farrakhan because that's all I knew was Farrakhan. But I really, I wasn't really connected with them, but I went a couple of times. But when I saw Brother Munir putting Elijah Muhammad front and center, I was like, I want to go check them out. And so when I went over to Crow, I was signed up for my membership, bought Message to the Black Man, bought all different types of tapes, audio, all that, bro. I was on the hook, bro, because I had never heard a man describe God the way the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did. I was like, he the first one, because and when you study the planets, they teach that we God, and he was the first one that connected man with God. And I was like, this man, and then he was talking about the knowledge of time and all this deep stuff. So I was like, wow. I was doing charts. I was a pharmacy tech, then I became a school teacher. So I was, then worked at a college. So I was doing charts and coaching. I was doing charts for all of my students, and they all bear witness that it was the truth. Even some I've seen decades later become, Mr. Nadi, remember you should do our charts for us? And that stuff was so true. And I just be laughing, But see, it all came back to Elijah Muhammad, knowledge of self, knowledge of time. See, ask yourself this question. Why is it that they document the very moment you forged your way out of your mother's womb? Why is that important? That's on your birth certificate. They document the very moment you come out of you forge your way out of your mother. They document that. Why? See, and if you're a scientist, you should know why. And the only connection I could make with that is you get your ascendant sign. That's the way you find your mid-heaven. So when Elijah Muhammad was talking about heaven on earth, it made sense to me because now he see what he did to me. He defined it. So this is what what teaching do for me more than anything else is the power to define. And we, the original men, we have to start redefining ourselves, redefining things. We allow the enemy to define us. We allow the enemy to define what is this, what's right, what's wrong. We have to set the mark for ourselves, and we don't do that, bro. That's why I don't play that crutch about the white people like a little bitty gnat on my finger, bro. from law enforcement to managers and business, all of them, bro, they bow down to me, bro. All of them. So when I hear brothers be talking that smack about, you don't never get on white people are no problem to me. It's disbelievers and hypocrites are the problems to me. So, you know, all that white people step in, they like little children to me. Now, if they not like little children to you, then you need to reassess your understanding of the messenger's teaching. Yeah, because he said in the end, the white man is not a problem. It's not hindering us from doing nothing. And that's a fact. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, I'm out here with these gangbangers in Chicago and in Los Angeles. They peaceful when they come around me. Yeah, they call me the OG. Yeah. Teenagers, young men. I'm 53 years old, but they respect me because they know what I bring to the table. I'm talking about no hocus pocus. I'm talking about real going in the hood and letting these young people know that stupid stuff that y'all been doing gonna cease and desist. Our women and children gonna come and go as they please. They gonna move around as they please. Ain't no other man gonna tell another man how he can wear his hat or what kind of color he gonna wear. Bro, that stuff is stupid, dumb stuff. And I tell them point blank, you're going to go to jail, bro, for 10 years, 20, 30 years because another man want to wear this color, another man want to wear his hat that way. See, you got these other races of people who out here building businesses, you know, coming together, pooling their resources, and we out here grown men talking about what another man clothes he's wearing. Man, don't even come to me with that kind of lunacy, bro. I don't waste no time with that kind of stuff with these guys, and they respect me for that, bro. So when I go and when I talk to FOI and they in Chicago and they can't get Chicago, when I was in Chicago, when none of that stuff going on, wherever I live on the west side, on the south side, when none of that stuff going on, brothers from the south side used to come hang out on the west side, be like, damn, what's going on over here? They see brothers with this way, they like, you can't do this outside, bro. It's like, what's going on? They're like, man, whatever it is, I want to hang out over here with y'all. And I'm like, now, if one person could have that kind of impact, you talking about all the fruit, all the FOI up under the minister, they can't go over there and get all that lunacy on the south side in check. And when you check them, they respect you. They don't respect you, man, when you cower down to them. No. These young people are looking for someone to teach and guide them properly, bro. See, that's the problem. Like I say, when I came, bunch of, man, con artists, bro. That's what they seem like to me, con artists. And I don't like them, bro. I'm very sincere about my faith, bro. Very sincere. I stand on my faith. I stand on truth. I do not like thieves, robbers, and deceivers. I can't stand them kind of people, bro. They scummy to me. Right. And our people are tired of being misled by scummy people, bro. That's the reason why it's hard for to get our people to come together, because they've been let down too many times by liars and deceivers. And you know why I started going out on the streets and teaching on the streets? Because Brother Munir kicked me out of Crow. You know why he kicked me out of Crow?
Wait. Okay, tell me why.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I want to put up a picture of Master Farah Muhammad. There was no picture of Master Farah Muhammad nowhere in Crow, period.
Okay.
And I came across a big old portrait, and I had to reduce. My mom was making picture frames at a company, and I had the portrait reduced to 8.5 by 11, and I was selling the portrait of the Savior with the picture frame for like $10. Inside Crow, and Brother Munir pulled me to the side. He's like, "No, brother, we don't do that, blah blah blah." So I'm like, "Well, maybe he's just mad because I'm, making money off, selling the pictures of the Savior, So I came to him the next day. That was on a Sunday. That Monday, I came to him and I said, "Brother, I want to donate this big old portrait to the organization." He's like, "Nah," and I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I don't feel I had to explain out, man." When he did that, I was like out the door. So I came back. That was on a Monday. I came back Sunday. And Brother Rashid gonna try to play me like I'm some chump. And I told him, yo, I ain't the brother to be playing with like that. I ain't your child, bro. Don't be playing games with me like that, bro. And he's like, well, you don't like it, leave. I was like, well, then give me my little check back that I just wrote. I think it was $25 or whatever it was. And I'll leave. Yeah. Now they appreciate that's petty. No, I was making a point. You ain't gonna treat me like I'm a chump. Like, you're not.
Yeah, they say you can leave, but they say you can leave, but leave that money.
Right. I wasn't going like that. You ain't gonna treat me like that, bro. So he went back and got the check, and I went on my way, and I just took the teachers to the street, bro. And gangbangers, they made me cheat. The Stones made me cheat. And when I told Hood, I said, I ain't no gangbanger. Hood never hung with gangbangers in my life. And I grew up with gangbangers. I grew up with $1 million a week traveling vice lords who all serving life bits. Yeah. My sister was with the number 2 guy, but they couldn't bring me in the clique because I knew martial arts. I was whooping gangbangers' ass when I was a youngster. So, so they couldn't come to me with that kind of stuff. I was like, man, I'm going to school, get me some dollars, bro. That's what I was on, coming out them projects, going to school. And they respected me and my mom and my sister because we were going to private school trying to do the right thing. But the same guys who respected us, now they trying to get what the sisters say. You know how that go. They $1 million a week earners, so you know what's going to happen. And that's what happened. But they couldn't get me, So, but I still have respect for them guys because I still, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, bro. But I took the teachers to the street, bro.
We have a question. We have a question from High Energy. He said, why didn't Crow want a portrait of Master Muhammad? He said, what was the motivation?
It was just, Brother Munir is a fanatic about the messenger, bro. And he was like, this is only the messenger's words and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm with that, but you can't have the messenger without the savior, So it was just his own personal thing that he had to overcome. See, you got to understand, I was the new guy. Here, the new guy coming in. These vets been here all this time. Like, who are you to basically tell us? But they eventually did the right thing. So I ain't gonna beat up on Brother Munir like that because he eventually did the right thing. But it was after I had left, though. So
let me sneak this question in there. Let me sneak this question. Are you familiar when Munir was I think it was like a board meeting where they was questioning him with his affiliation with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Do you remember that part, that history?
I kind of vaguely remember. I do remember sitting down on a panel and they were grilling him about this case.
Yeah, because a lot of members seen that as a denouncing because he started to backtrack on his affiliation with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his beliefs and everything. He was separating himself from the belief system. He was saying, no, I just keep a library. I just keep collectives of his teachings.
I vaguely remember that. It's been so long, but I remember that.
So that's possible if that had a lot to do with it, because he definitely backed away from the teaching.
Well, you see,
this
is what I'm saying, right? See, he was all into the politics. He had the different aldermen and these different people. Even the mayor. I think he interviewed the mayor. I mean, so that's what he was on. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. When I came into the teachings, bro, that's what the kind of stuff I was dealing with, bro. I never will forget. I was a student at Malcolm. I had already graduated with my bachelor's degree in marketing, but I wanted to be a pharmaceutical sales rep. So I went back to school to junior college, Malcolm X Junior College, and got my pharmacy tech advanced certificate in about a year. So because I wanted to learn how to, drugs interact with the body and blah, 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 make it easy for me to go talk to these doctors. And but my thing is, bro, we got to always seek knowledge at the end of the day, bro. That's what it's all about, man. But when I came into the faith, man, this is what I was on a journey, bro, to seek knowledge, bro. And I was just amazed when I was in Malcolm. There was a brother up there who I asked him for a picture of the Savior, and he went in his wallet and pulled out a little piece of paper. And I was like, huh? This man right here? And I was like, so that was my first impression of somebody, and I was like, man, it just kind of turned me off, because I'm geeked up, man. I said, this man Elijah, man, he's a man. I want to know more. And I'm coming across guys who I'm thinking gonna show me the way, and they were like, slow, man. I'm like, no. So that was my experience, bro. And I said, I'm just not gonna be one. I'm not a follower.
You know what? Let me play that audio of Charleston White. A couple people want to hear it in the chat, and we can discuss some of the things that's being said.
Charles White from Chicago. That name kind of rings a bell.
Yeah, I think he's from, I guess, Chicago, LA, somewhere like that.
He might be a part of Crow too. See, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying now. When I came into the teachings, bro, do you know how long it took me to change my name?
How
long it took me to get out that slave master name?
Nah.
In less than 6 months.
Wow.
Less than 6 months. And there were guys there for years, decades, with slave master name. And that's what I'm saying. How can you call yourself a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and carrying a slave master name? That's what all stuff.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. Identifying the power to define. You a man. You start with yourself first. Look in the mirror at yourself first. You the God, and you gonna let these little white boys, man, keep their slave master name on you? What kind of stuff is that, man? See, for me, I can't comprehend that at all, under no circumstance, period. You cannot just see, you're going to try to justify it, but no, now you're going to give that name to your children? How you going to justify that to your child?
Yeah, I was always wondering about that too. So just let me play the clip real quick. Let me see what it's about. Then we could give a reaction from it, and we get back to what you're saying.
Well, see, you already told us. I'm saying I tune stuff I run. I don't mean no harm or no disrespect or anything like that. But you'd already prefaced me, told me it was a bunch of lunacy. So I really ain't trying to hear, but I'll listen to it.
I can't even tell you that much. I can't personally. I haven't watched it. So all I can say is that it's controversial by the way certain believers are reacting. So,
but you know what though? See what you just said, by the way certain believers are reacting. And this is why these people are doing that kind of stuff, bro. I call them they number imps, bro. They imposters, bro. They coming up in there because confusion amongst the believers, bro. That's their whole mission. They're not sincere about nothing. Cause like I say, man, you cannot tell me that you've been in the teachings for years and you gonna have to keep the slave master name. Ain't nothing holding you back from going to City Hall and going. When I went down there to people, I didn't take a dime. I represented myself. When I went before that judge, he asked me, why did I want to change my name? I told him, I said, you people don't own me no more. I'm a free black man. From this day forward, my name is Salam Mohammed Nabi. And he hit that time, he said, so be forward. So your name be Salam from this day forward. Freedom, man. In front of all them lawyers. I went in front of all them lawyers and represented myself. See? So all I'm saying is here we are. This is in 1985, before the Million Man March. Yeah, August 26, 1995. And I graduated from Lewis in 1991 and came to the teaching in 1993. So how long was that? I didn't come to Crow till like was it 94, whatever it was. But I came to the teaching in 93. It took me a while to get to Crow.
So let me ask you this, right? Because we were building on the Yaqub's history and the grafting of the white race, like the ready-made devils. So when we were looking through the teachings, right, we looked through a lot of literature, a lot of audio, a lot of video, and we got, when it came to the making of the devil, we got great detail, right, of how the devil was created or how he was made, right? It's like no doubt, like we got a good understanding of it. But when we were searching for the creation of the black man, we couldn't find that. Like we couldn't find in great detail how the black man was created, and also
we don't have no birth record.
That's interesting. Okay, so
we don't have a birth record.
Was he? Okay, but at some point, so was he always here, like being eternal, or was he created at some point?
So about the original man? Yeah, he's been here trillions of years, bro. Trillions of years. We don't. As you said, we've been here trillions of years, bro. We don't have a birth record, but we don't. That's what the messenger taught us.
I get it. But did he say, did he teach at some point that the black man had a beginning or he was eternal?
Of course, there's always a beginning, bro. I mean, we are descendants from the self-created one. See, that's why we black.
So, right.
All life come out of darkness.
Yes. So I get that there was, you can't find a beginning. But even then, like let's say, okay, we don't know the beginning, but this is how he was created. If we knew the beginning, but we still know the process of, like detail, like how the white man got here. Is there any literature like that out there?
As far as like how.
Okay, so let me give you an example. So the black man doesn't have a beginning, but he gives a beginning.
No, he has a beginning. See, you missed. That's what I'm saying. You kind of got me a little confused. We have a beginning, bro. It's just that we didn't record it. See, you got to understand the white boys kept a record because they only had a certain period of time.
Okay,
just like
so maybe I rephrase it this way.
So
maybe I rephrase it this way. Right, thanks for the correction. Okay, we don't have a beginning that we know of, right? But
we don't have a birth record. We have a beginning.
Right.
Right. We still had a record of it.
Allah, but when it came to the first Allah, right, who self-created, you see how we got some details, how that happened, how he came into existence. So we were saying, is there any details how the black man, the original man, got into existence? Because we got details of the white man and the first God. Right.
Well, see, all I can tell you, but that's one I leave that kind of stuff for the best wisdom, bro. That's kind of deep, I got my own little view on it, but I try to stay in my lane, bro. You know what I'm saying? See, why do we waste time trying to go back trillions of years, bro? See,
I think it's important. You know why? Because you asked the question. I think it's important because we hear that knowledge itself is very important. Knowledge of our history is very important. So when you say history, that's going back.
Right.
Okay. So,
but you got to understand why.
Let me throw this one last thing in there. Right. So if we're told knowledge of ourselves is very important, right? Knowledge of history is very important. So when we ask for that history, and then we're told, why go back? It's like, okay, it's like kind of like what the white man would tell us. Like, don't worry about your history.
Not necessarily, because see, we're talking about people that lived 100 years, not even that.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna try to go answer a question based off something that happened trillions of years ago.
That's important.
See,
because you got to see what happens is
you may not believe you've been here trillions of years ago. And I think that's probably more so what people trying to figure out.
I don't think people even. I listen. We've been doing this podcast. That's not even a question. People don't even question that. People are concerned. No, that people are concerned about the void, right? So when the question is not answered, there's a void there, and that's when the technology comes.
You have to get understanding. It's not necessarily a void. It's just like we don't have a beginning and we don't have an end. It's just like saying when are we going to have an end? We don't have one. See, there's no end to the original people. Period. See, you understand what I'm saying? It was only the white boys. He the Alpha and Omega. He the one that had a beginning. He the one that have an end. See, all that Greek stuff, that's they shit. That's they stuff, bro. That's what I'm saying. You have to get proper understanding. There is no record for us because there is no end to us. It's a constant process. It's constantly, we just evolving different levels, but there is no end to us. It's the white people, the Caucasian, these people are the ones that have an end. So yeah, they recorded their beginning and then eventually their end. So, and they are at the end right now. That's why you see all this integration, all this stuff, man. They know it's a wrap, bro, because the truth is out. They know we their parents. See, the problem is the black man don't want to take ownership of that, bro. They don't. I talk to Muslims all the time about why y'all afraid to tell white people what we did to them when we put them in them caves for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
I don't never talk about that.
So now you said, they call you OG and things like that. Yeah. So I also speak to the youth, and the youth got the show me mindset, like the show me state, show and prove, like the youth. Right. So the youth, when you tell them something, they're gonna Google that thing right away.
Right.
And if that thing comes up, no results found, that's gonna be your first disconnect with the youth, because they're going to their phone immediately. So, in other words, it got to be mathematical, and it got to be scientific. It got to make sense.
Well, that's why I just try to give you the scenario about we don't have a beginning and we don't have an end. We the only people that can say that, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. You see, we want to compare ourselves to other people. We're not a race of people. There's only one mommy and one daddy, the parents. We the parents. The rest of the races are the children. So don't compare the parents with the children.
What about the Native Americans? What about the Native Americans? Where they fit in the parent role?
You know, they Pacific Islanders, man, they come in there, they, you know what I'm saying, they just like the Mexicans come over, they all a part of that whole lineage. That's their lineage, bro. They the brown,
I asked that question. Right, I asked that question because depending upon who you listen to, the Native Americans don't have a birth record either.
I mean, they close to us. See, like I say, they the closest to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but do they have a birth record?
I don't know. I don't know their history like that. I don't study their history like that. I don't know exactly.
Right. Now, I'm just saying, according to the teachings, had they been given a birth record?
They're part of the brown race, aren't they?
Yeah, but they don't have a birth record.
So they've been here less than 7,000 years. That's their birth record. And I had that mention that to brother.
The Native Americans. The Native Americans wasn't. Yeah, I don't recall them being part of the Yaku graftation.
I didn't say the Yaku. What you mean they weren't part of the Yaku? Well, then they the original people did. That's what I'm trying to say. There was no other people. He brother. This is why I want clarity on this one myself, because he said that the white man is the only made man. The rest of them were created. That's not true. Because the process was you had to get the brown, the red, the yellow, then you got the white. The white was the end of it. You can't get past white. That's death. You know, but the rest of them, like I said, the brown, red, the yellow, they all within that's less than 7,000 year history. Yeah, I'm standing on that.
Okay, so just to be clear.
Now, if somebody can show me otherwise, I'll submit.
Yeah, we're gonna try to, that's what we're here for. So, or just to be clear, are you saying the Native Americans was part of the Yaku graft process?
Yes.
Okay. Can you read that in the graft process?
See, like I said, there was only original people before we started the process. There were no other people but us, bro. Right. There's different colors of us, light skin, all that kind of stuff. We make albinos. So, yeah, but I'm talking about the race of people, bro, was all started by Yaku, bro. That holds its less than 7,000 year history. That's a fact. Yeah, it was all black. Yeah. And then we the ones started mixing up all that kind of stuff out of dissatisfaction with self. See, that's what we need to really focus on. Why did Yaku want to make somebody opposing himself? He hates self. Just like the God who tried to destroy the earth because we all would speak the same language. See, this is what the whole purpose of Allah allowing Yaku to do what he did. He wanted the original people, man, to understand that anything your mind can conceive, you can physically manifest it, whether it's evil or good. That's how powerful we are. Kun fa kun. Yeah, just say be and it is. Brother, man, I'm telling you, man, when you function like that, bro, anything that you put your mind on, you manifest. That's the most important part of the message of speaking, bro. We show that we God, so we the ones that can say take a thought and manifest. And the white boys, that's what the purpose. Allah, he said, you know what you know not. That's why Allah allowed them to do what they did. He wanted to show you, because we like the old ancient man. Let the young people do it. See, we got off the path, worshiping the moon god, all this other kind of lunacy. And then the white boy say, I'm the God. I'm the one. Check me out. You just made of dust. You ain't nothing. Look at me. I made a fire. Check me out.
Yeah, so we got a question.
See, that was to show you, man, that was laying dormant in you.
Right. I got you. So we got a question. Somebody, because they heard you say self-creation. Somebody's not aware of that. Can you briefly tell them what the self-creation thing is about with Allah?
When he self-created? Yeah. I mean, like I say, this is the first one. That's what the Best said. He thought of it. I can't, like I said, that's not something I'm trying to, I'm not an expert on that kind of talk. I try to stay away from that stuff. I tell people I go to the messenger, bro. He explained it better than me. I'm not the one that how the first God came into existence. I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff, bro. I leave that kind of stuff alone. I got my own little imagination. Like I say, if you actually right now, what color is the sky?
I think it. Yeah. So no. I think it. Yeah. I'd rather stick to the word, the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as well. So, but according to the story, just for the person in the chat, start off with Adam of light, and Allah took advantage of that atom of light that was vibrating in darkness, and he began to self-create from there. He created brains first, and then he well, it doesn't say what came after the brains, but the self-creation process started from there.
Right. See that when I hear you describe it like that, the first thing come across my mind is like lightning, like a lightning strike, which caused the rain. And when you get rain, you get herbage and different things that grow, because without water, you can't have life. So that's, to me, that's what part makes sense, because like I said, if I ask you right now, what color is the sky in the daytime? I have people say it's gray, it's blue, whatever. And I tell them, no, it's black as you and I. It's always black. It's
so
the sun
would
that
you
makes
think
it
there
look
was
like
rain?
it. Pardon me?
Would you think there was rain? Would you think there was rain during the time of the atom of life?
Yeah, I do think that water was a part of that process. Water has to be a part of the process of life. So what I'm saying is, that to me, when you described it, say it again.
Do you think there was water in space?
The part of the atmosphere, yes, absolutely. That's what we get. How do you think we get
in
rain?
space? Yeah, it comes, like you said, clouds, but we're talking about space.
Way up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you strike something, a mass or something, bro, you go get, when you lightning strike, you go get some blood, you go get some liquid, you go get something.
No. Okay, so I don't think you're aware how cold it is in the outer limits. So the best you can do is like fragments of ice, like when meteorites, like they carry ice with them. Yeah, you're not gonna find flowing water in space.
Well, I didn't say flowing water. I'm just saying when I know rain comes from out of. Well, that's water, but I know it comes from out of the
you're
sky.
not gonna find that. No, because it's very cold out there. So you're gonna find, like I said, if you're gonna find any remnants, there's gonna be some ice. You're not gonna find rain in space.
Right, but see, we on Earth though. We're not in space, so that's what I'm saying.
But the atom of life was in space.
She asked me to say, that's kind of stuff. It's just too. See, I don't get all that spaced out stuff, bro. I'm on Earth, bro. I'm practical.
Right. Okay, but that's a good point. But let me add this in there.
I can't explain that kind of stuff, bro. I leave it alone. Stuff I can't explain.
Right. But let's revisit it though.
I'll let the scientists know that stuff. I'll let them explain that.
So let me just insert this real quick, because you said something key. You said you're on Earth. Yeah, but Earth was here 76 trillion years ago. The atom of life was here 70 trillion years ago. So that process that was happening with the self-creation, there was no Earth. So you're on Earth now, but when the self-creation started, there was no Earth. There was no stars, there was no moon, there was no...
Right, we the one made sun, moon, and stuff. So I just can't. I just leave it alone, bro. I can't answer. I don't try to do something. I'm
right.
Not,
so,
bro.
but do you accept the fact? But no problem. But do you accept the fact that the teachings state that during the self-creation of Allah, there was no Earth?
I just can't. When you say that,
because he gives a date for Earth. That's 76 trillion years ago, and 78 trillion years ago is longer than 76. So if the self-creation,
it's hard, bro. Like I say, I connect the Earth with a woman, and I know a man can't come to
right. I got you. Like that's your personal, right? I got you, and that's what you get out of it, right? That's your personal exogesis.
Right, the self-created one, he didn't come by himself. I believe it was twins. I do. The messenger said that whenever the black man, he always had the woman with him. And the only thing that makes sense to me is if, like, you have twins, you got a boy and a girl. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just the man came first.
So let me add this then. Let me ask this. So do you believe when it was a self-creation process, you believe that man and woman were both doing it at the same time?
Well, somebody had to come first. Two babies can't come out the womb at the same time. One got to come first. And the man came
so
first.
for that same atom of life, once Allah created himself, you're saying the woman once the man Allah created. So you're saying the woman took advantage of that same.
They came at the same time. It's just like I say, the one had to come out.
Now you just said they can't come at the same time. Right.
No,
so that's not at the same time.
Like not like they don't have the same exact birthday. I'm saying one came and then maybe another one came like a few minutes later, whatever situation may have been.
Right. So I was just getting more clarity. So from that same Adam life that produced the first Allah, you said the second was the woman?
Yes.
Okay. Now, don't forget, there's no earth. So they're just.
But
in
the
space.
woman is the earth. See, that's what I'm saying. When you say there's no earth, see the woman makes the woman has a womb. See, that's where your earth is at, the womb.
Yeah, but just now you said you're right. So let's just go back a couple steps.
The woman's womb to me is just like the universe. It's darkness, bro. We all come out of children.
I got you. But she's symbolic, right? I heard you saying she's symbolic.
She's not symbolic. She's real.
Okay, so you're standing on a woman. So right now you're living on a woman that's producing all this atmosphere, this rain, the volcanoes.
Not in that sense, but she's
right.
Right. But she can do all the things. She can raise hell.
Right, so hold on.
She can do a lot of that.
Of course. But I'm trying to keep it, one way. Like either we're talking about symbolisms or we're talking about literal things.
No, it's not. To me, it's somewhat symbolism, but see, I just try to make analogies because, like I say, if you the whole atmosphere, the earth, we talk about the heavens and all that.
Let me ask you this.
If you were a lightning strike, just like a lightning strike, give us rain. It would be the same thing. Like you talking about that.
So I got to ask this question.
Go ahead.
So I got to ask this question. If you were talking to a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid, and you were trying to explain this to them, do you think they would be totally understood of what you're saying or totally confused?
They would be confused, but see, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even see. First of all, a 6-year-old would be asking me about all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. I teach. They would, brother. I don't know what you do for a living. But I teach kids the last 6 years, and they will ask that question.
They ask you about the atom of light and all that kind of stuff.
Right. No. Well, of course, don't know what that language, but they ask you how things got here. This is what they do. They have curious minds, right? So they ask you everything.
Right.
So, like, you got to be prepared for all the questions.
So
they would ask that question.
Right. But see, I don't go out in space. Here's what I'm saying. We on Earth, bro. See, I don't see Earthlings stay on Earth.
But that part of the doctor's in space, though. I get what you're saying, but when you deal with the self-creation of Allah,
we got to stay in our lane. We are Earthlings, bro. Earthlings.
But
so
we're taught to know that because I'll tell you why. Because we're taught to know the knowledge of God. So you got to go in space.
See, how do you define God? See, I define God as a force. That's how I define God. And you may define God however you define that. That's what I'm saying. We, as the original man, we have the power to define. That's how I define God, a force. See, are you a force? See, bottom line, period. Now, am I the supreme? No, I ain't trying to be the supreme. I'm just trying to be a force. And I keep it simple like that. I don't try to go all explaining.
You think that's simple?
First 25 trillion. 70,
okay.
That stuff is for them. I don't worry about that stuff. Because see, what I'm saying is no one knows the complete answer. So you just like an archaeologist, you just guess. That's all you're doing is guessing.
No.
So,
okay, wait.
Yes, you are. No one knows.
Hold on. Slow down.
So
okay?
you know.
Now you make it. Okay, you got to slow down.
You know.
So can I say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Okay. You just said archaeologists is guessing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now at that point you're lying. And archaeologists find things, okay? And they try to figure out, that's not guessing when you find something. And you're trying to figure out evidence and you're trying to see what ties to it. So that's a field of science. They're not guessing. Guessing is what you and I would do when we look at something in the desert or in Arizona.
But they don't. They don't know for sure. They can't tell you exactly this one. When I say they guessing, they not 100% sure.
It depends what we're talking about. It depends what they find. If they find something from the tomb of Amun-Ra, they could tell you that this comes from the tomb of Amun-Ra. So it depends on what their finding is.
Right.
So some things they can be absolute sure, and some things, like you said, might have to come up with a little theory. But guessing,
that's what they do.
Guessing, that's what you do.
You say guessing?
That's not what they do. Yeah, they put a little more effort in finding the truth.
Yeah, but they don't. But they not right and exact though, brother. That's when I say guessing.
Well,
they're
how would
not
you know?
Right and exact.
Well, again, okay, it depends
because
on
they
what
have
we're
been proven wrong over time, bro. You could go to some history books and say this person said this, and then later on this scientist said that. They do that all the time, bro.
But we could do the same thing with the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's what scientists does, though. Okay, look, that's what the field of science does. It provides room for correction. That's what science does. It never says this is absolutely the end all. But what it does say is this. Science says this is the best explanation mankind could come up with. If you have something different, produce it. And when you produce it, we read about atoms of life and darkness and rain out there. See, that's not the best explanation of life.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying, bro. I ain't got to go explaining that. All I got to do is look at how you get life when a man get with his woman. That's what I focus on. All that other stuff 76 trillion years ago, who cares about that, bro? See, that stuff was for them back then. I ain't wasting no energy or time on that, bro. I'm not living in the past I got
you saying. Yeah, you're 53.
No, hear me out, Robert. Hear me out. We have to focus on, bro, is how we can be a force right now. Living in the past ain't going to do nothing for us, bro. Period. That's just taking your mind way back, distracting you from what you should be focused on, which is the now, the present, and your future. Building a greater future for yourself. If we're going to go back, keep on worrying about what happened, man, it's just too much stuff to be worrying about. Leave that stuff alone.
Yeah, now that sounds like something a white man would say. Okay, well, for one, when you write your letter, you're supposed to try to reclaim your own, right? Your own self. Right. So a lot of that reclaiming is your history, because our history has been whitewashed, it's been lied, we've been passed down all type of stuff from like different other religions, and so you got to reclaim your own. That's part of the letter when you write the letter. Get your ex. You're reclaiming your own history now, right? So now there's a reason why the most honorable Elijah Muhammad goes back 78 trillion years. He disagreeing with you. He's saying this is important to know this far back. And 70 trillion years, that's further back than any scientist can go, any modern scientist can go. So he took it back further than them. And why? Because he's saying this is important. This is your history. This is the origins of you.
Right. I'm not. Don't misconstrue what I said. I'm not saying that. Now, the 76. That's important. Is to know that we came 76. That's important to know that compared to people that's been here less than 7,000 years. That's why that's important for me, bro. That's it. That's the only. All that other details about what happened, all that, man, that's irrelevant to me, bro. Because I'm worried about
I get
now. How does life form? How can we make better children now? How you understand what I'm saying? All that.
Now,
stuff.
Of course, you got to bring it back to what's at our doorstep. But again, this is why you have different human beings with different tasks. You got some people who are electricians, engineers, scientists. So for you, you're not that type of guy.
Right.
Well, you know what I mean? But there is that type of guy out there. So we can't just dismiss that field altogether. There's somebody out there who's into that.
But I'm just saying, why are we, talking about where we at right now as black people, original people, why are we worried
about
you
right there.
See, that's all I'm saying.
Wait, now, if you ask that question, if you ask that question, we got to answer it. But why would they be worried about that? Because they're curious about the knowledge of self, the origins of God.
Okay, that's why. Fine.
Because you know why? Why are they curious though? That's because they've been lied to. They got to fill the void. They feel empty. My whole life, I've been learning that Adam and Eve and 6,000 years ago, that doesn't suffice. So now the kid here, that's a lie. The preteen here, that's a lie, and they're told. Now it goes way back. They're like, really? Tell me. So at that moment in time, that's more important than anything to them.
Right, but see, like I say, all we can go by is what? Belief, because we don't have no evidence. Now, if somebody may eventually get some evidence, they might go deeper to the earth to find. I don't know, but that's not my assignment. See, that's what I'm saying. I stay in my lane. Things that.
I understand your assignment, and I'm not trying to hold the black nation to, brother.
I'm just saying I don't see how something that went down 76 trillion years ago. How is that going to apply and help us today? What's the purpose of that?
Okay, now let me answer that question. Let me ask you a question to that. Are you saying do not give anybody the Our Savior Has Arrived book?
No, not at all. I'm saying that
okay, wait, hold on. So wait, listen what I'm saying though. Out of one nostril, you're saying we don't. That's irrelevant. Let's focus on now. So if we focus on now, wait.
See, you misconstruing what I'm saying, bro.
Let me get it out all the way.
No, I want to be clear because I don't want you to think one way. I'm not saying that the 76th Street is not important. So we're gonna squash that right now. What I'm saying is
it important?
The details of what was going on, the animal life, and all that kind of, that's what I'm talking about. Right. That kind of stuff is not important, bro, because we know how we get life. We know that. We see that.
No, we don't. No, you do.
You don't know how we get life?
Brother, you and I don't represent, listen what I'm saying to you now. You and I don't represent the black nation. A lot of us are dumb, deaf, and blind.
True that.
No, we don't know that stuff. We're in the streets, like you just said, gang banging. We don't care about that. So when you try to get them on the street.
What I'm saying, but the ordinary Joe know how to bring life, bro. How life came into existence, bro. You can ask a little child. A little child know that one, bro.
Okay.
So I'm saying,
look what I'm saying now.
Talking about,
right. So look what I'm saying now. I got you. Look what I'm saying now. So with that being said, if you're trying to raise the dead, then don't give them Our Savior Has Arrived, because they're going to read about the past. They're going to read about 78 trillion years ago.
Right, and that's okay.
And they're going to have questions.
And that's okay too. But what I'm saying is we have to get understanding at the end of the day. All I'm saying is
right. So we're in a phone call tonight. You understand about 78 trillion years ago.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you asked me a question about how does all that kind of stuff, the self-created God. I don't worry about that kind of stuff because that's not for me. That was for them back then.
Okay, so
right
and
now
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
We know we're gods because we've been taught.
And brother,
you understand what I'm saying?
I'm hearing you. I understand, but you got to understand me.
So what I'm saying is, why are we gonna go way back 76 trillion years ago when we haven't mastered what we've been taught less than 100? You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro.
I totally understand that.
We got to
so now I need to understand me.
We got to focus on.
Got you.
There's too
you said
many
that 2 times,
bro. That's why we're not building. We're not building.
Right. So look.
Too much stuff we wasting time on, bro.
Brother, can I get a word in, or are you gonna?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Right. Okay. I heard everything you said, and I agree with everything you said. But what I'm saying is the distractions, all that type of things we got to deal with now. Once you hand that person Our Savior Has Arrived, everything you're saying we got to get past and look forward beyond that is bringing them back to the past. They're going because everything in that book is dealing with the past.
Right.
So if you want to go forward, then don't give them a book talking about the past. Because once you do that, then those just exactly. So be prepared to deal with the past.
Right, and I do. That's what I'm saying. I compare.
All right, so it's important.
Proper perspective. I didn't say it wasn't important. That's why I said it. I don't misconstrue what I said. The 76 trillion is important as far as comparing our history compared to a less than 7,000 year history. That's why.
Then they're going to have questions, right? So wouldn't that be brand new? Okay, so a person who comes from the understanding of that God was always here, or Allah was always eternal, He was always here. Right? Always here. And when you give them a book explaining that no, Allah was self-created, that's going to blow their mind. Yeah. They're going to have questions after that.
Well, like I say, the only thing I can compare it to, bro, is like I said, all life come out of darkness. When you see plants come out the ground, they come out of all life. So when you look at, like I said, you go up in space, it's dark up there. It's black up there. You talk about the atom of light. It's like, to me, it's just like lightning, bro. With same things, you call it atom of light. It struck the mass of the mass is up there. It's mass up there. People just think it's actually mass. So, this is what we're made. That's why we are black. Carbon. That's us. So all this stuff, it makes sense, in that sense. But the details of it, I'm not a scientist like that. I don't try to go there and
but we have our own scientists. We have the 24 scientists, and they already gave us the breakdown, and the breakdown is in Our Savior Has Arrived.
Right.
So so we don't expect you to be the scientist. We already had the scientists, and they have chosen Master Muhammad, and he delivered this to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we have it in the book.
But that's the 25,000 year history, though, bro.
Right, and we're still part of that 25,000 years.
Huh?
Yeah, but I'm saying we're still part of that 25,000 year cycle.
Right.
And right. So, but they found it fit. You didn't. The people who know what you know not, they found it fit to bring to our attention the origins of God.
Right.
And they said it's important to start at 70 trillion years ago. And he didn't stop there. We just believe it or take it, let it alone. He went into great detail how that process happened, because he said this. He thinks that you're going to ask questions after this. So let me cover these questions now in this book.
And come on, explain. You say he went into details. So you telling me he went into detail about, how the first God came, and he went into detail on that? Explain that. Teach me that history.
Okay. So I told you.
This is what the message is saying. The message said that. So teach me. Show me something.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm asking.
So he says, I got you. This is chapter 11. Our series arrived. I think paragraph 23 or somewhere around there.
Because I haven't read that book in decades. So that's what I'm saying. You helping me get clear. I might have read it before. I just it's been so long. But go ahead.
I got you. That's what we're here for. Each one teach one. Iron sharpens iron. Still sharpens still. So he says that he said, if you close your eyes and think, because when you close your eyes, you're looking at blackness. He said, think real hard. He said, at one time, there was nothing out there in the outer limits, just the atom of life.
Okay.
And he said, Allah decided to create himself from that atom of life. Okay. The first thing he created of himself was brains, because he needed to know what else that he needed.
Okay.
Then from there,
but isn't that the same process that humans come into existence? The brain is created first. Isn't that the same process as the embryo? The brain is, because I'm saying all I'm saying is we can say that's Allah talking, but that's the same language you can use today, bro. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
But you know what's different?
What's different?
Wait, but you know what's going to be different? If somebody asks you, how is it possible to have brains in space?
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Brains have blood, oxygen. Like, how do you have but like you said about life? Remember you said
space. But see, that's what I'm saying. See, you keep going to space. I don't believe Allah was in space.
So you don't believe what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about Allah in space? Okay. So you should say that from the beginning. So we went down that long rabbit hole for no reason. You should have said, I reject that part of the teaching.
So, but I'm just saying, where are the teachings where you say Allah was in space? Where is that at?
Okay. You want me to read it for you verbatim?
Yeah. If you got it, I don't. Because we taught him Allah's man, so now you talk about he an astronaut or something like that, which you got the God, so the wheel. So it's from that perspective, I can see that. But I believe the wheels down in the water. I don't believe the wheels hanging out like that. I think the wheels is in the water somewhere. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe.
But your opinion didn't raise the black nation. It was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we want his opinion. All right. So this is Our Savior Has Arrived, chapter 11, paragraph 25. He says, imagine, you close your eyes now. Imagine the whole entire visibility of the universe is gone from you. Okay? Universe. He said, this is the way he was born, in total darkness. There was no light anywhere out of the total orbit of the universe. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the total orbit. Okay, good. So we're talking about space. So it says there was no light anywhere out of the total orbit of the universe.
Stop right there.
Darkness. Yeah.
Okay. But all I'm saying is, so what's different in that in a woman's womb? What's the difference?
Okay. Well,
I'm asking the question, guys. Can you answer that?
So you can allow me to answer? You cut me off when I said one word.
Go ahead. All right.
Okay. The woman's womb is on Earth. So that means it's confined to Earth rules.
But you said universe. So the Earth is part of the universe.
Right. No. Wait, no. Okay, dude. If you want to do
this, Earth is not a part of the universe. Wait. Let's be clear. Now we got to get clarity.
Okay, right.
You said something. You said the universe,
let's get clear. Okay, now let's get clear.
Is the Earth a part of the universe? Yes or no?
Okay. Let me ask this question. Do you have any idea what a closed system is, isolated system, and open system? Do you have any idea what that is?
So I'm trying to see.
No, right? No. Okay, no, right? Okay.
I'm trying to stay focused on the universe.
This is very important. This is very important to know the difference between the Earth and the universe. So now, is the Earth an open system, closed system, or isolated system? And which one is the universe?
It's just like the Earth is just like you got 9 different systems in your body that's all interrelated.
No. Wait, do you even know what wait, I asked you a couple questions. Do you even know the difference between the isolated system, open, and closed? Do you know the difference between those three? Yes or no? Just real quick. Huh?
I'm trying not to get confused, bro, because you keep on changing.
No, because I'm trying to show you the difference. Because I'm trying to show you that this is relevant to the difference, brother. This is relevant to the difference between the Earth first and the universe. Okay. So go ahead.
So the sun, moon, and stars are not a part of the universe. I want to get clear, because now you telling me something else that that's not what I don't know nothing about that. I'm talking about when I hear universe, I'm talking about sun, moon, stars, and that. So that's not what you're talking about? I want to be clear on this here, because you talk about something else. Okay, when I hear universe, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're going to let me talk?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, because I think you're purposely trying to delude yourself. All right, so can a cow on Earth
See, there you go, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. You keep on changing it. You went from universe to some, whatever out. Now you're going to talk about some cow, bro. I asked a simple question. Is the sun, moon, and stars?
All right. Okay. I'm gonna boot that guy out of here. I'm not doing that. All right. Not doing that. We're not gonna act like if you don't know, just say you don't know. You dig? We're not gonna be retarded and get me out of character on the live. We're not gonna do that. So I'd rather just boot him out before I start becoming a fool. All right. We ain't gonna do the semantics here. We ain't gonna do semantics here. All right. We know that what's on Earth is confined to Earth, and what's in the universe it can influence Earth. It can come to Earth, depending upon what it is. But what's on Earth necessarily can't survive in the universe. So we're not going to talk about a woman's womb and compare it to the damn universe. Talking about brains. We're not going to use earthly things and associate with the universe. So that's why I asked a simple question. A woman conceiving, sperm, brains. We're talking about sperms, by the way. Sperm, brains. Okay. He said there's a brain, so now brains, oxygen, water, blood, those things, play a part. So now when we talk about the universe and we talk about brains, we're talking about an earthly thing, something that's confined to Earth alone. So we're not going to do that little game. Boot the hell out of that nigga. Okay? Now, they have a weird story that they want you to move past from. He just said it. Move past from that. Let's focus on the future. But then he said he will hand that book to the youth that talks about the damn past. That's why I kept saying, brother, I'm okay with you if that's where you want to go. But now we're not going to hand the book that focuses on the past to somebody trying to yearn for some truth, some understanding. And he kept going back saying, no, we got to give it to him. Okay. But you just said talking about the past is wasting time. We're not going forward. If you hand them that book, they're reading about the past all throughout the damn book. Nothing futuristic. At some point, don't you agree they're going to have questions about the past? Yeah. Are you obligated to answer the question? Yeah. So at that point, are we talking about the past and not going forward? Yeah, but okay. Yeah. Show last night was good. Oh yeah. That's why I booted him off. I'm not gonna do that. Like once I made it clear, and he's still gonna be a fool. All right, nope. You won't have me looking like a clown on here. I made it clear, plain English, so everybody listening can see where I'm coming from. All right, in all things. He just double talking. He's saying it's no good, then it's good. Then he says the past is the past. He ain't trying to get the details. And then he said he don't know if the details are real. So I read it verbatim. Now he claiming that it's not the universe. I read it, universe. And now the universe is Earth. Then I said, okay, I talk about Earth. Earth is an open system. Universe is a closed system. You don't know that. So let's not talk about these things like you know what you're talking about. So the Earth and the universe are totally different things because one is a closed system and one is an open system, and that matters. Closed system, nothing can influence it. Nothing comes in it, or nothing goes out of it, nothing comes in. The Earth, things can come in, things can go out. That's an open system. We're not going to do that. They're totally different things. Nothing can go in the universe because everything's in the universe. And nothing can go out of it. Come in and go out. The universe contains everything that's known. That's a closed system. But I could tell this wasn't going to be a good dialogue because when he first got on, if y'all rewind it to the beginning, he is worse than any guest we ever had as far as talking. He don't even put a comma in his rants. He just goes and goes. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to ask a question with this guy. So you see me, I started to like just force myself in the conversation. That's worse than anybody. So I had to jar myself in the conversation so he could stop. So I realized when he started going the first time, he talked about so many different things and he ain't stopped. I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll get tired and then he'll say everything he needs to say and then we can have like a nice little dialogue. No. He still goes, he goes from this subject to that subject to this subject. So I already knew this was not going to be a good one. So I said, okay. And then we're doing the semantic things, and then he agreed to teaching that they're life-giving and they're good for black people, and then they're not, they're irrelevant, they're past. Then if I point that out, okay, they're past, let's move on, just admit that. Then he said they're not past, they're relevant. Okay. I dealt with guys like that before. And then I'm considering his age. He's 53. Okay. Then he said he got his own interpretation of how things happen. No problem. But then he says the most honorable Elijah Muhammad interpretation reigns supreme. I'm like, well, why even give you interpretation? Then he said there's rain out of space and lightning and all these things going on. Ricardo Robinson said, an idiot is an idiot and always will be an idiot. And that guy surely is. Yeah. But again, I look at his age. I'm telling you, I told Shep and him, past 30 years old, the big sedatives or isolation, that's all that's there for you. Because trying to save you, we're going to lose the whole community, the whole group, the whole nation, the whole race, trying to save you. Let them go. Give them a sedative or isolate them in a cage or whatever, and let that dude, do what he do over there somewhere. Keep him away from us. Do him like they did the Yaku ready-made devils. That's what we got to start doing. Matter of fact, let's reverse engineer that story, okay? When the ready-made devils were in the holy city of Mecca, causing trouble amongst the black nation, got them fighting amongst each other, causing confusion, spreading lies, coming with the doctrine of technology, what they do? They gathered up the Yaku made ready-made white devil race with caravans and rifles, right? And they kicked them out the holy city of Mecca to never return again. And they guarded the holy city of Mecca with flaming swords so that they never returned. So what they do with their trash? They isolated them. They kicked them out. The sedative in that case would be the doctrine of Allah, right? Because they if they could believe in that, then they'll be humbled at some point. But they feel like it was too late for that because they had their own doctrine, which is the doctrine of technology. But they kicked them out. They isolated them. Okay, isolated system. They were running. So I propose we do the same thing with these ninjas. At least people with the ninja mind. If you got the ninja mind, you got to be isolated. All right. So the brother, I don't know what happened with that, but I was supposed to do some more history on how the country came about. We get into the money part. But he called in right as I was gonna go live to do that. He called in. I was like, all right, let me take care of this real quick. But I had no idea that he'll be one of those guys that just talk, don't listen, talk. Very, yeah. And you know, I'd never boot anybody out unless I believe you just totally crazy. All right, so with that, hopping off for right now and come back on. I'll probably replay this. Who knows? I don't know. Or at least revisit it. Maybe not. But yeah. Getting off here, I gotta get something to eat, and I might have some classes today. I was supposed to call out these classes during this holiday, and I told some parents that no class. I told some parents there is class. I'm all over the place. I gotta buy a big calendar and write it right there. Boom. So thanks for pulling up, listening in, and not ready-made. Yeah, they called on Yaku ready-made devils. So I got another brother that's gonna come on about 5 o'clock, assuming. I think I'm gonna have classes. I'm gonna try to. I don't know. I might have classes. I got to double check. But I got a guy who wanna hop on 5 p.m. Hopefully he give it a better. He give a better case than that. Okay, behave himself a little better. All right, so we'll see. Now this guy I talked to some years before.